If fighting is sure to result in victory, then you must fight. Sun Tzu said that, and I'd say he knows a little more about fighting than you do, pal, because he invented it, and then he perfected it so that no living man could best him in the ring of honor.
History recognizes Sun Tzu as the ultimate vanguard of psychological warfare, a military philosopher whose ancient text, The Art of War, is so profoundly strategic that it's still a required reading for modern generals and wannabe alpha males trying to assert dominance online. But today, we are testing his timeless, galaxy brain macro against a modern psychological horror that would make even an ancient dynasty crumble in minutes, playing a tank roamer in Mobile Legends solo queue at 2 a.m. It is easy to philosophize about navigating the fog of war when your Imperial army actually respects the chain of command. It is an entirely different reality when you are forced to babysit 4 random individuals whose collective map awareness mirrors that of a concussed goldfish trapped in a blender. Before we even look at the minimap, we have to address the profound emotional damage Sun Tzu faces the moment he boots up the game. For over 2,000 years, this man has had every single unhinged, bottom-of-the-barrel internet quote attributed directly to his name. If someone posts a generic motivational quote on Instagram, like "beat your meat after you beat your enemy," they slap Sun Tzu's face on it. If he enters the mlbb global chat, he is instantly bombarded by quotes he never said, like "every poo-poo time is pee-pee time, but not every pee-pee time is poo-poo time." Sun Tzu didn't invent military tactics just to watch a player named Skibbity Slayer 99 type, "if someone talks behind your back, fart, Sun Tzu," into the team lobby. He is already experiencing a profound existential crisis, and the match hasn't even loaded yet. Sun Tzu's most famous doctrine states, "If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles." In the draft phase, Sun Tzu utilizes this immediately. He analyzes the enemy lineup, notes their heavy crowd control, monitors their itemization paths, and prepares a flawless countersync strategy. He knows the enemy perfectly. The problem arises with the second half of the rule, knowing yourself. Sun Tzu looks at his own team and realizes he is commanding an assembly of buffoons. His jungler has already locked in a completely non-viable pick, and his marksman is hovering over a character that hasn't been viable since the Obama administration. Sun Tzu doesn't just fear the upcoming battle, he fears losing his sanity. Sun Tzu writes, "Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt." As a tank roamer, this makes him a devastatingly toxic bush camper. Sun Tzu would hide in the mid-lane river bush how Hiro Onoda hid in the dense forests of Philippines. He would exist purely as a phantom entity that provides immaculate map vision for his team. He sets up an immaculate 5-man conceal ambush, waiting patiently for the enemy carry to walk into his trap. It is a masterpiece of military deception. Unfortunately, a 5-man ambush requires an army that actually moves. While Sun Tzu prepares to strike like a thunderbolt, his core damage dealers are currently on the opposite side of the map, busy doing tomfoolery. Another core tenet of the general's ideology is avoid what is strong and strike what is weak. He who knows when he can fight and when he cannot, wins. Sun Tzu understands macroeconomics. If the enemy team is 5,000 gold ahead and hovering around the Lord Pit with full health, Sun Tzu pings a tactical retreat. He knows this is a battle that cannot be won. Enters his team's jungler, an individual possessed by the spirit of pure, unadulterated blue buff. Ignoring Sun Tzu's desperate warning pings, the jungler dives headfirst into all 5 enemies, like Jon Snow in the Battle of the Bastards. He gets instantly erased from existence in approximately 0.67 seconds, leaving Sun Tzu to solo defend a base against an imperial march of high-tier heavy machinery. In ancient times, generals stayed at the back to direct the flow of combat. As an mlbb roamer, Sun Tzu is expected to be everywhere at once. While he is successfully securing the turtle in the top lane and keeping the enemy jungler completely starved of resources, a tragedy is unfolding in the gold lane. His marksman, completely blind to the fact that the enemy assassin just walked over the Litha Wanderer, steps out into the open river to push the lane. Of course, to get liquidated instantly. Before the respawn timer even hits 5 seconds, the chat log lights up with the ultimate insult to Sun Tzu's ancient military legacy. GG tank no gank, report roamer. A man who conquered nations is now being publicly humiliated by a teenager who can't look at the damn map. Sun Tzu famously noted that in the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. He believed you could weaponize the enemy's emotional state against them. But he never accounted for the toxic, radioactive waste facility that is the team chat in Epic Hell. Instead of discussing strategic coordination, his teammates are calling his mother fat and questioning each other's lineage. Sun Tzu tries to type a deeply analytical thesis on how to recover their late-game map positioning, only to realize that he has been chat-banned. At this point, the psychological warfare isn't being directed at the enemy, but himself. With his entire team dead, Sun Tzu is left completely alone. The entire enemy lineup, accompanied by a massive, late-game lord, marches down the mid lane. Any normal player would prompt to surrender, but Sun Tzu does not run. He stands his ground, channeling the pure, unyielding energy of Whitebeard at Marineford. As the enemy team unloads a barrage of crowd control spells and attacks, Sun Tzu transforms into Ultra Instinct Goku, dodging every single CC chain by a literal pixel. He meticulously lures the Colossal Lord away from the base, dragging it toward the inhibitor turret on the side. With the enemy team grouped up to end the game, Sun Tzu flashes in and drops a pixel-perfect Petrify spell. For a fleeting, beautiful fraction of a second, Sun Tzu tastes glory. Almost entire enemy team is looking at a 50-second respawn timer. The map is empty. If his teammates just walk down the mid lane and hit the enemy crystal, they win. Sun Tzu pings attack with the passionate intensity of a man who has just reclaimed his empire. He is orchestrating the greatest comeback in the history of the Land of Dawn. He feels a profound sense of inner peace. His philosophy has triumphed over the chaos. And then the ultimate psychological horror occurs. A green box pops up on the left side of Sun Tzu's screen. The dead Marksman has initiated a surrender vote. Sun Tzu stares at it in disbelief. Surely his teammates see the open map. Surely they see the 50-second timer. But logic does not exist in Epic Hell. Before Sun Tzu's finger can even hover over the red refuse button, 3 other bright green boxes light up instantly. The vote is 4-1. The game server does not care about ancient military genius. It only cares about democracy. Sun Tzu watches in utter disbelief as his own base crystal, the one he defended with his life, implodes on its own. Enemies spam recall on his face, and then the defeat screen mocks him. His win rate suffers. His sanity is completely shattered. So, would Sun Tzu survive Mobile Legends solo queue as a roamer? Of course not. He would delete the app, throw his phone into a nearby body of water, and rewrite the art of war to include a 14th chapter titled Why Billions Must Die. If you enjoyed watching a legendary Chinese general experience a profound spiritual collapse, make sure to like and subscribe. If you don't, a massive, highly motivated spider will find its way into your socks when you least expect it. See you in the next war.